Hi, Dr. Bohanna here of AskTheDentist.com. So today someone asked me a question that I found very interesting because I had to really sit down and think about it. Seems simple. The question is, what is tooth pain? Usually I get asked, what do I do about tooth pain? And what does this tooth pain mean? But what is tooth pain? What's going on? Why do we have tooth pain? It's a great question. So there's living tissue inside of the tooth. There's an artery and a vein. There's tissue that was there that created the tooth, kind of a embryonic mesenchymal tissue that helped produce the tooth, and then it remains, and it gives that tooth sensation to pressure and hot and cold, certainly. We've all experienced that. But that can become infected. How does it become infected? The bacteria that excrete a lot of these acids, think of a little mining bit in a mine, and they literally bore their way through the enamel. And once they're through the enamel, which is the hard outer coating of the tooth, the inside structure, dentin, is much like a sponge with little fluid channels in it and tubules. And once the bacteria have gained that space, they create havoc. All the toxins and the infection of the bacteria starts harming the pulp. The pulp responds. They know that the bacteria have entered that space, and the pulp becomes inflamed. What happens when you have severe inflammation or acute or even chronic inflammation inside of a tooth? It's excruciating pain that's probably responsible for some aspects of world history. It has nowhere to go. It's trying to expand in a closed space, and in doing so, it's cutting off its own blood supply, so then it's dying slowly, it's necrosing, and so that gives you some idea of what's going on. It's basically a blowing up of the inside of the tooth, and it's cutting off its own blood supply, it's dying, it's choking, and it's throbbing. So that's what tooth pain is, and if you've ever heard a description like that somewhere else in the body, I'd have to say that tooth pain ranks up there with all the great ones. I don't want to be too specific, maybe childbirth. Who am I to know? I'm a man. The other one are kidney stones. You've heard how painful those are. Dentists and healthcare professionals always rank pain, and on a scale of 1 to 10, and tooth pain is always a 9 or 10. If it's that severe, of course, go see your dentist. But anyway, that answers the question, what is tooth pain? It's an internal inflammatory response in a closed space. It's rather unique. There's really no other part of the body that occurs in, and I hope that answers your question. Thanks for watching.